I don't think a mistake makes you stupid.
Not necessarily.
No.
Yeah, but
And on
I
that
think
note, welcome to the No.1 Crude Mistakes podcast with KJ from Crude But Efficient, Glenn from No.1 Projects, and myself, Haavard, from Behind the Mistakes. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
It feels like I'm a guest somehow.
Yeah. Welcome to my humble podcast. That's not very humble and yeah.
And not really yours.
Well, 1/3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have my bit if you want. I don't mind being a guest.
Yeah. True. Ooh, can we be the first podcast that only has guests? We're not hosts, we're guests. How does that work?
Just the same guests every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, since we split ownership 3 ways, it's just a third, and that you round that down, so that's 0, so no one is host. Yeah, it works out.
Exactly. A question before we start. Do you hear the 3D printer in the background? Is it very noisy?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Because I can hear it a lot. But I mean, if you can't hear it, then it's editable.
What you printing?
I'm printing a gearbox.
Ooh.
And the day, I mean, you can print metals as of now, but those are a bit pricey. But making gearbox housings on a 3D printer, I mean, if you go like 100 years back, people would probably pay the national budget for one, because I made one iteration, and then, all right, I should tweak there. It should be a higher diameter there, and then you just go in and tweak it, and you print again, and okay, every print takes about an hour. But I'm guessing if they were going to chuck this one manually into a lathe and center everything and then swap it to do the backside and whatnot, I mean, a good machinist would probably spend the best part of a day making this part, and then, oh, that didn't work. All right, back to the drawing board. And they did not have CAD where you could turn the model and try parts together. They were sitting there with rulers and a pencil.
No, that the machinist wasn't. They were sent technical drawings from a draftsman, and it's the draftsman to get that particular part right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just added another level of fuck-uppery, didn't it? Because if you talk to a good machinist, like, oh my god, here comes the engineer again with his fancy drawings. This doesn't work in practice. You can't do like that. And then it does what it takes to make the part work.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is my third iteration. If it works, I can start building a frame for the 2-stroke coffee grinder this week. That's going to be nice. I also made the executive decision. Since it's only me, it's very easy. I'm gonna build the foundation in steel rather than plywood. So that's gonna be
Sounds
nice.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you learn how to do CAD?
I actually learned it in school because we had it as one of the design courses. And so, yeah, spent a few years using actually SolidWorks. And then when my student license ran out, I had to pay $2,000 a year for the software, and then $1,000 extra if you wanted support and updates. So that was a big no. So then I went over to Fusion 360, and I think I'm better in Fusion now than I ever were in SolidWorks. And of course, SolidWorks has realized this as well, that they need to have like a maker's subscription that is very much cheaper. But still, using Fusion as a maker is still free, so can't match free. So, how about you guys? Since you're talking software, how's your How are you holding up there, Glenn?
Yes, this past week's been full of highs and lows for me.
Yeah. First the Americans lost TikTok, then you lost CapCut.
Yeah, well, last Thursday evening, I really got into editing your Lampalong video and made great progress. And by the end of Friday, was very, very happy with what I'd got and decided to press export on CapCut. And it said, you can't export because you've got extracted audio, which means I'd taken audio from the YouTube library and brought it in as opposed to using CapCut's own music. And it wouldn't let me export it with that music.
Why?
Because they'd done an upgrade and they basically don't want you to use anybody else's music. I think CapCut and TikTok are somehow related or owned by the same people. They are. So what they do is they're making it impossible for anybody to use their software without buying the pro version to make YouTube videos, because if I use CapCut's music, then you get copyright strikes on YouTube.
Because they want to force. Okay, that's a dirty way to play it.
Yep, and that's the way they have played it. So I exported the video without any music on it, and then took the big leap and downloaded DaVinci Resolve, which, oh my God.
It is a bit much.
It's been a little bit frustrating, to say the least, the past few days. I mean, I've got the hang of the basics now with a little bit of help from you guys, thankfully. But, it's been an absolute bitch. But I managed to get Haavard's video, just adding the music onto it, and got that done. And now I'm working my way through on DaVinci doing my own video for the cabinet.
Well, since you're now doing it and you're asking questions, I have also learned something. So I have now reset my timeline so it starts with 0 instead of 1. And then, of course, someone said, all right, but if you're doing video work for, let's say, like a television production, they might require you to have another start timestamp or something. But yes, and but I mean, it just feels dumb that it did not, like, by default start by 0.
Yeah,
but let's not get aggravated over DaVinci here.
Well, that was go on. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I was. You used it to put music onto my video, and for those of you who don't know, you've been doing my edit. I'm doing KJ's, and KJ's doing yours. So I got the video from you, and I pressed play, and like 2 seconds into it, no, god damn it, I need to record this. So I made the what's
a reaction video?
Reaction video, yeah, of my own video that you have edited, and it was amazing. It's really fun seeing your own video edited by someone else, and it's also fun editing someone else's video. So I have started the lengthy process of watching all of KJ's various cuts of all the scenes to figure out, do I think that one is better? Do I think that one? This one is halfway sitting down. Will that transition into the other clip? And it's obvious that he has this in mind because he knows what he did in the last clip. So, but there's a lot of floor involved. That's all I can say.
How much footage did you get from KJ in terms of time? Do you know?
Oh, total time?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. But it was... Okay. It wasn't that bored. It was it 70, 80 files or something like that?
Yeah, something like
total,
that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's at least a couple of hours of footage that I need to watch through. Luckily... I'm not sure if you work like this usually, but they were in like a folder. So it was like an intro and the build and then the outro. So I started with the intro part. So I'm thinking I'm going to sort that, figure out the best one, and then I'm going to put that to the left on the timeline. Then I'm going to import everything from the build. and do the same.
What was funny about your video, Haavard, is that I spent probably 8-9 hours doing the edit on that video, and I sent it to you, and the first thing you do is send me a reaction video of the video I've just spent 8 to 9 hours. Watch this, okay?
But I understand now why people do reaction videos, because that is easy. You just, all right, I'll take a video. If it's 8 minutes, you just press record on OSB, and then you just talk about what you see. And of course, sometimes you have to press pause, of course, so you don't talk over yourself. And once you've done that, that's a reaction video. So there is no editing in a reaction video. So
it really does upset the flow of the original video, though.
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah. Michelle came in here to watch it with me, your reaction video, and I don't think she had a clue what was going on with your build, because we were too busy listening to you talking about your video.
Oh, so because she hasn't seen the original first.
She hasn't seen the original. That's right.
No, then it makes no sense.
No. But what I suggest is maybe you put that up for your Patreons, your reaction video.
Yeah. I'm gonna dump it over on Patreon.
So how are you guys getting on with the edits?
Yeah, I finished the rough cut today. I went all the way through, and I felt like my mind was spinning after watching a lathe in that many.
I don't think it helped with my video. I realised, because I've edited a short out of it, that the piece of wood that I was turning was two-tone. So there's a very dark piece in the wood and a very light piece, and it gives a slightly flashing appearance when you're looking at the clips, doesn't it?
That might add to it. Yeah.
You should put in the warning that they use for epileptics.
Yeah, the same thing.
Flashing sequences might occur. Oh, that would be cool. Flashing sequences might occur, and then in the middle of you walk past the floor with a trench coat and ta-da! Very quickly.
Yeah, but I do not feel a need to buy a lathe at the moment, at least, because I had my fill, I feel. But yeah, it was really interesting going through, and because you don't know what you're gonna get, even if you go through the video files, you don't have the plan that you have yourself. So it was been interesting, but I feel I will not take a job as an editor for someone else, because that would be horrible for me, as in I would super obsess over stuff, because now we're going into the fine-tuning, and I feel this is where I'm going to spend the 8 to 9 hours, perhaps, tweaking frames here and there and trying to make it flow and that sort of thing. Finding the music, and
it is really hard knowing where to take somebody else's video. I tried a couple of approaches. I think I wasted a couple of hours just trying different approaches on Haavard's video. So I wanted to do, first of all, I had the idea to do it as a 60s sitcom, but filmed in front of a live audience, and to add all of those ums and ahs and laughter and things like that was, I think I got 5 minutes in and thought, nope, I'm not doing this. It's a lot of work.
Could be a short though. Yeah. But when you mentioned that idea, that would be so awesome. And I was just envisioning the mundane episode of Jerry Seinfeld, but with enough laughter in it, and it's probably funny. People are laughing. So.
Yeah, and I feel I need to apologize to you about my taking all too many takes with only slight differences in them, because when I have the chance to do a lot of takes, I usually take it. So it's really better for me the building phase, because when you do a cut, then you've done the cut, and then I'm too much of a cheapskate to do another cut on a board that I don't need, because that would be wasting wood. So I won't do that. But if it's just me talking to the camera, then I can do how many takes.
But I think that's the thing, though. It just, highlights the suspicion that we have talked about previously, that I can feel that, all right, I said that word a bit wrong. So I go back and then I say it wrong again because I'm thinking too much on that word, or I fuck up something else because I'm focusing on saying that word right. But nobody else would notice. And I mean, if you also do a take and you said, oh, fuck, I meant, and then you just correct yourself and you just leave that in, that just feels natural. And I did not, as you said, I watched 10, 15 clips of you sitting down outside your house in the wind. And I could really not see the difference. I need to put the clips like in parallel and watch them, like just to see what you did difference between the takes. So
yeah,
as an outsider, I don't think it was necessary after the first one.
Yeah, I mean that one, the wind is a problem because I just did a lot of shoots because I didn't know how bad the wind was affecting the microphone. Because I mean, you only got the quote unquote good ones. I got at least twice as many bad ones that you didn't get that were totally unaudible. So yeah, but I mean, a problem is also that I'm most often too lazy to write a script beforehand. So I'm just going and improvising, and no, I should say something a bit more different. So then after 5 takes, I actually know what I want to say. And it's better to record them because maybe if you get it right on the first go, that very seldom happens, but it might.
Start with the first thing last or whatever. The wind thing, I'm gonna make work in your favor in the video. I was very pleased when I found this solution and just hope I can pull it off. And then, yes, I would also. I think I could save a lot of hours by actually shelling out on a teleprompter.
Yes, that would also be good.
With a for sometimes I do actually have a script, believe it or not, because I want to nail not only a nail but also a point home, and like having a paper duct taped into your camera, it would be nice to have something that you could just look dead into the screen and do it once and get it done, because I can't read, so that would save me a lot of time.
I think if I was reading off of one of those, I'd be even more monotone than I am anyway. So,
hello, I am Glenn, and today I'm going to turn a lamp.
Exactly.
It will be a lamp.
Now do the teleprompter like I'm reading version.
And then you get this notification like, do you have AI content? Remember to flag it, because that voice is a bit robotic.
I think in your whole video, you only mispronounced 2 words or stumbled over your words twice, and I fixed those in edit.
So that was the squeaky.
Yeah, you had an that I removed, I think, successfully.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, if you're going to remove, I mean, you would probably cut my ranting videos down by a third.
I think it was nice. I got to show. I got to cut in a lot of your complete randomness that you have going on in your head into your video, Haavard.
Yeah.
That you probably would have cut out a little bit, I think. But it was nice.
Maybe and maybe not. And of course, there were some nuggets there that I wouldn't have done it that way if I did not know you were going to do the edit. So, yeah. Some acrobatics there, and talking to the camera as there is a person behind it is also kind of funny. And it was nice to see that you actually followed up on it. So, but the fact that we are sitting here now and discussing this, that means that we all have a lamp in our life.
We do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Well, I don't know because I haven't seen your last video footage there, KJ. So you might like just trash it with a baseball bat at the end and fuck this.
Not that bad, but yeah. Should I spoil it for you? Or for everyone else? It did not really work out as intended. If we say that. Yeah. It could have worked. It didn't. So at the moment, it has joined all the other stuff on the Wall of Fame, maybe the Wall of Shame. So now it's a workshop light instead of an outdoors lamp that was the intended use for it.
Well, I think that's worked in your favour, hasn't it? Because you've had some parts arrive now for a lamp you actually wanted to make.
Yes. My Plan B parts arrived yesterday when recording this. So maybe I'll get another lamp done before the end of the Lampalong. Who knows? Not a video though, but maybe a lamp.
I'm
if
never
I
gonna
can get some other parts.
You'll probably end up regretting it if you don't video it.
Yes, definitely.
I'm never going to build a lamp in my life.
Not until the next one, anyway.
That's true. I can see my lamp from here, and I low-key hate it.
You're giving it looks.
It makes me feel things I don't want to feel in public, in a bad way.
I've grown to love your lamp.
All right, I'll ship it to you. You have to change the plug yourself, but
yeah, no worries. I can do that.
I did actually think I have some black powder for a Canon, and then I was thinking, should I just fill it with that and just leave a gap in the wire enough for it to spark and just like, my lamp is done. I wonder if it will light up. 1, 2, boom, and just well, that was it. But then again, it's just all glass shards in the snow, and then of course when it melts, you have to spend the entire summer not walking barefoot because, yeah.
I mean, you can always do a trick filming of just blowing something up of similar size and color and just changing the frame beforehand. But that wouldn't give you the satisfaction, of course.
Exactly. That's half the deal.
I see we've had a couple more people join in. Lampalonging, which is nice.
Yeah, and they also listened to the episode because some of them actually also said that, yeah, we have been tagging Lampalonging left and right, but it doesn't really show up when you are searching. And
that's because Instagram is broken.
Yeah. So the trick is to tag the podcast account. Then we can share the post or whatever to stories.
Yeah. So we've had the Loft Workshop join in and Miguev Makes. And I still don't think Miguev Makes stuff, even though he's tagged the podcast, has still made it over to you. Maybe the tag's broke as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Everything's broken.
And Michelle has probably about halfway through her lamp as well.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
She'll not share anything until she's made it, knowing her.
You have to do some sneak filming of her. Hide a camera in the workshop or something like that.
What day did she start? I think it was Sunday. She went in the workshop and I went in there with her and, we went through a few ideas and I found her a piece of wood. And then she started loading the lathe up and doing various bits and said, just looked at me and said, you can go now. Okay.
I totally get her in that. I mean, do you want an audience when you're being creative?
Not at all.
Someone hanging over your shoulder. You're doing that wrong.
I wouldn't want a pre-edit audience, that's for sure.
Yeah. And also, he hasn't posted anything as I've seen, at least on Instagram, but Ola also is lamping along, and he has, of course, some decent machinery available. So I've seen some screenshots of some parts that I don't see a lamp yet, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the final results.
Out of everybody in this universe, if this was a competition, Ola would not be the person I'd want to go up against in a Lampalong.
No, I mean, if it was a competition, he would be the judge.
Yes.
He would be banned from competing in this, what do you call it? I mean, he's pro league and we are... Yeah, I don't know what it's called in English. The Butcher League.
I think it was it a year ago? Yeah, I met up with a friend from college, and he said that he has been offered to change his job into a company in the same city that actually make light fixtures and industrial lighting. And it's like, but he turned it down because he was unsure if that was right for him. And I kind of regret it now, because it would have been nice to know someone that has an entire factory making lamps. Should we have a beer one night? Do you have the keys to the factory floor? Surely you have a bin of parts.
Okay, now it's time for the Lampalong. Let's go to my second workshop.
Yeah.
I have this side business.
It was the first year at university. One of my fellow students, he also worked part-time, so he got time off from his work to attend university, and he worked for a company that made fire doors. And of course, they had a big workshop, and it was like a CNC sheet metal folding. So he just drew the entire door frame, door panel, and everything in CAD. And then he just fed that to a machine that went over with a magnet and picked up a big sheet of metal, and it cutted it and it dented it and it flipped the edges and everything. So, and of course we had a design project or something, and he designed a cabinet for DVDs that when you hanged it up on the wall, it was 3 letters, DVD, of course. And it was all CAD and automatically folded by that machine. And like it, so yeah, that would have been brilliant.
A bit cheating, though.
Is it though? I mean, you could say that using a lathe also is cheating. I mean, you could always twiddle a round twig yourself.
We can't say the lathe's cheating. The CNC's cheating, because you didn't use it in this particular build, did you?
No. I keep forgetting I have a CNC because I'm a 3D printer guy now.
You have a lot of hats.
Yeah. And God forbid I wear 2 of them at the same time.
What are you cosplaying as tonight? 3D printer guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them are cosplays. We didn't mention that.
So Haavard, you actually put a video out this week as well.
Yeah, I did.
I haven't watched it, but you did.
Yeah, it was the easiest video put out ever. I was just sitting and doing some editing, and I'm doing that KJ said it, and I was looking for something on my hard drive, and then I realized, I made or it was not an extended cut. I had the build video for the padlock, and then it was a bit lengthy, so I just cut it down by 80% or something like that. And I'm like, this is content, right? And the people who have seen the other one, they won't mind. So yeah, just uploaded it. Got next to no views. Uploaded a short afterwards who did a lot better. So Yeah. But
Yeah,
I think 3D printing, that's popular. That catches the views. I mean, you can 3D print everything and people would watch it. It feels.
Nope.
I mean, I think I watched that video when you released it on your Patreon. And then I totally forgot about it because you said that you were going to publish it in the real world as well, but you never did. And I forgot about it.
Yeah. It is.
If you've got enough videos in your back catalogue, you can just put an old one out every once in a while, can't you?
Yeah, how long do you need to wait? Is it 5 years, 10 years before you start over again?
Yeah.
And just re-edit them?
Yeah, because then you'll become better at editing, so it's going to feel like a completely new video. Yeah. I did actually, once I switched from Sony Vegas to DaVinci, I also went back because there are some videos that I filmed way before I thought about doing YouTube, and is there any content here I can just easily edit and tweak and put out for like filler in between projects? And no, not really. I mean, if you film something with not having the intent or the focus towards putting it out on YouTube, then it seldom works. And the quality on that GoPro camera or the DSLR was crap in comparison. So it could really not. It would feel wrong using it. So that's going to be in the dark folder.
It's not fun either going back in that sense. I mean, you want forward motion. You want to do new stuff.
Yeah. And, also the main character is 10, 15 years younger. So I'm like, what? Who's that? Is this his younger brother? Younger, less handsome, I might say, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you should record yourself to do some green screen bits for a future video in 10 years, so you can jump in and give yourself some notes from the past.
Oh my god! Who can plan like that? That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That was a good idea. That's gonna simmer for a while back of my head, and then yeah. We could.
Now he's thinking.
How do we pull off recording an episode now where we can have ourselves as guests in 10 years?
It might be hard. So Haavard, you cut down on coffee in the last.
Yes.
How has that been for you?
It's been a week of headaches, irritation, and no sleep. And the no sleep is just the baseline because the kids keeps us awake. So stopping drinking coffee, having headaches doesn't really add to that. But I feel I've come over the worst now, so I feel better, actually. Of course, I still want a cup of coffee. The problem is, if I could have one coffee in the morning and one at lunch and one when I got home, that would be okay. But once I start drinking, I can't stop. So,
what's made you want to stop drinking coffee?
I mean, it's for the last couple of months. It's been so much coffee, and I mean, when you drink that much coffee, you don't drink anything else because you don't feel that you're thirsty. And then, of course, it's also filling up your belly, so you don't feel like you need to eat as much. So I felt a bit like my nerves were kind of fringy, if that's a mental image on it. So it feels better. Yeah. For the body. The mind is on a steep decline, but
it's been proven that it's good for you, isn't it?
Coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
And bad for you.
In small amounts, and bad for you, yeah. I mean, it does help with bowel movements in the morning, but yeah, I can't say I've not had problems with that, so yeah.
But did you cold turkey it totally, or?
Yeah. That's the only way to do things, cold turkey.
Do you have any caffeine intake? Drink a lot of tea instead, or?
Yeah, copious amounts of tea and lots of
Pepsi Max.
Lots of honey. Yeah. No, I do actually drink more tea, but I think it's on average three cups of tea a day, maybe 4, depending on how long the day is. But yeah, I don't feel I'm compensating that much.
I mean, it's less. Do you compensate with sweets or something else instead?
No.
Not more than you did before, perhaps.
No, not more than I did before. And I know that is often a result. I remember when I quit chewing tobacco as well. You had that constant craving for sugar. And I'm not as active now as I was then because I have kids now. I need to sleep and can't just run around everywhere. So as I've ventured off of coffee for a period, I also actually taken the time to make myself a decent lunch with like carrots for snacks and so on, because I need to chew on something unless I'm gonna just melt down at lunch and run to the canteen and buy a chocolate bar or something, and then
good for you.
So it's an experiment, and yes, it's January, but it's by no means like a promise to myself or a life goal or what you call it. It's I can just as well start drinking coffee again tomorrow, because I haven't publicly said I'm going to stop coffee forever, because that's not going to happen.
But at the moment, it sounds like you're a sober coffeeholic.
Yeah.
So better not fall off the wagon or get on the wagon or whatever you do with that wagon.
And of course, it went a lot better than I thought. I've been drinking coffee longer than I did snus or chewing tobacco. And when I went off of that, it took ages to get like not being angry all the time and eating candy to compensate. And still, I think it is 7 or 8 years since I quit, and I still want it. And if I smell it when someone is taking it, of course I like, ugh, because my body is not used to it anymore. But it's a mental thing. I can remember that after lunch, or if you're stressed at work, just putting one in, you could actually feel the nicotine kick in, and you feel like, oh, this was nice. And that feeling, of course, is stuck mentally. So if I'm stressed, or after lunch, or in the morning in the car on the commute to work, I still want one, but I don't want one. And some people say that will follow you for the rest of your life. But I managed to cold turkey that, but I know if I try once, I'm back on it. So I have no self-control.
That's apparent.
When I don't have self-control.
Well, this January for me, as I have done for the past few Januaries, I've given my liver a rest and not drinking in January. And every January is bloody miserable, I find.
I mean, it's you choose the absolute most happy month as well to so you get that whatever reaction that you equivalent not drinking with it's being cold and dark and wet and miserable.
Exactly. I only drink 2 days a week anyway, otherwise I'd probably have a problem, to be fair. So but it's making the weekends more productive, that's for sure.
yeah.
But what's the best month then? I mean, quitting in January, that is, as you mentioned, not the best way, but not in summer either, because nothing is better than going out, sitting on your porch, having a cold beer in the sun. So it's...
Yeah, you certainly wouldn't want to stop April? In December, would you? when everybody else is having a beer and a drink for Christmas and whatnot.
Yeah, Christmas. I could stop having a beer. I can just have gin and tonics, so that wouldn't be that bad. I'm having a beige December.
Yeah, it'd be I could quite easily give up beer or wine every month, but not both.
Yeah. Wine, though, that is white wine. I can drink like lemonade, and
it just tastes like pop.
Yeah, and I remember when I went to the university, me and some friends, we went out to a student pub every Thursday, and they sold one bottle of red and one bottle of white at a very reasonable price for a student. And we realized that we could get a bottle of wine for the same price as beer. And of course, we realized we like wine, not reflecting that it has a 3 times the alcohol content per glass that you drank. So we could not, for the life of us, figure out why we were so sick the day after. But we caught on really quick.
What about you, KJ? You gone the opposite way. You started doing something.
Yeah, just to even you out, I had to start with both crack cocaine and
cocaine January. Yeah. That doesn't sound so bad. Really,
seems like a way to beat the winter blues, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You want to? No, I haven't started. I haven't quit anything. I mean, the status quo.
But
nothing happens here.
But that being said, though, but in reasonable amounts, I think I could. Well, if you look away from the fact that it is in France, I could adopt that work culture where you have wine at lunch, and sometimes if I have something I need to finish up and I have to go home from work to pick the kids up, and then I just have to log on to my computer and answer a couple of mails late in the evening, then I can have not a bottle, obviously, but a glass of gin and tonic. And I think alcohol in the workplace, I mean, they've gone too far with this.
You sound Danish.
Yeah, I lived a year in Copenhagen.
No, I definitely could not drink at work.
Then you would not have 10 fingers anymore.
No, definitely not. No way.
Oh, yeah.
The Drunken Gardener. I can see the logo on your car already.
Glenn's not at work again, no wonder.
That sounds like a horrible YouTube series.
When I was at college, actually, on a Friday afternoon, Friday lunchtime, we would go to the pub and drink as many pints as we could in an hour and then go back to college. And one of my jobs was cutting the main lawn in the afternoon on a Friday afternoon. And it was a nice rolled lawnmower, so it left nice stripes, and they were never ever straight on a Friday afternoon.
You were being a bit creative.
Yeah.
Painting the landscape.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And on that note,
what?
I was the awkward silence didn't come by itself, so I thought I'd induce one so we could wrap this up. So thank you for listening, guys, and see you in a half pint.
Bye.
Good evening. Bye.